Hey there, 79 Hurstles guy here again. Thanks for stopping by and taking a look at what I'm presenting here today, which is a Beeman Imported Webley Tempest air pistol, but it's the first variant. And essentially over the years there were three variants. The first variant was from 79 to 81. The second one was from 81 to 2005. And the third, I want to say it was 2010 to 2016. Beeman imported this one, and it was from their San Rafael address here, and I'll show you in a second the markings that are on this pistol. As I mentioned, they were 79 to 81 manufacturer. There's no serial number on this gun, which helps you understand why it's an early gun, because when Beeman first started importing them, same thing. That's why I have this Hurricane, which I have another video on that you could take a look at if interested, and its markings. Initially, when Beeman was importing these guns, there wasn't a serial number on them, and then they quickly advised Webley they needed a serial number, and then the serial number was applied. This particular gun is 177 caliber. They came in 22, if I remember as well. And what was interesting to this one, about this one, is there's no red safety dot on this one. I'll show you the Hurricane here shortly, and you'll see the red dot there. This one has a trigger shoe on it right here, much wider. I don't know if that was a previous owner's applied or the gun came that way. You'll notice the front forearm here is just marked Tempest, which the early guns, that's all you're going to find is Tempest on there. And then on the bottom there, Webley Scott Limited, Birmingham, England. You'll notice, hopefully you can see it, there's a crack that runs the length of this cover, which was not uncommon in the early ones. Apparently they made these covers a little too small, and over the course of time, they just split. So, you know, if you find one that way, it's just not uncommon. So here are the markings on this particular gun, and you'll see it says Beeman's Precision Air Gun Incorporated, 47 Paul Drive, I believe is what it says, San Rafael, CA. And the later guns would actually have Beeman's here on the forearm, and it'll say Beeman Precision, etc., address, and more likely than not would say Webley Tempest on the gun. So obviously right hand. They did come, you could get options of wood grips, so you could find these with just a standard wood grip. Or there was also, a Beeman had a combat wood grip, so there was finger grooves in the handle. This is obviously just the basic plastic. This one obviously got with the box and all the paperwork associated with it. And the boxes actually, I guess, came in two different sizes. This is the larger of the two, which, in looking at some of the various information, it's worth more that way. But the box has the spare parts list and the exploded view of the pistol underneath there, and just obviously a basic styrofoam. We've got the use, care, and maintenance of the pistol. You'll notice in the picture here, it's hard to see, it just says Tempest on the fore cover there. So, and this one, let's say, was, I thought I had I don't know, most of these documents have some kind of dating on there, but that Tempest helps date it to the earlier one. We got a brochure that came with this one here. This one is dated 1979. I'll open this up briefly here so you can take a look. Mr. and Mrs. Beeman there on the left. There's the Tempest there in the middle, and an 850 Beeman there in the middle, I believe, if I remember correctly, among some other things there. Statement of non-liability. This is actually dated March 1980 down there from the 47 Paul Drive. Just an inspection form, catalog number 2288. Apparently, obviously, it passed inspection. This is just the pellets and pistons little brochure here, operation, etc. San Rafael, California, and the two technical bulletins that came with the purchase of the gun. Here's an example of the serial number that I'm talking about. And so a little bit later, the serial number, you would start finding them mounted or embedded into the frame of the pistol as well. And this one is an earlier number. It's a 000490, I think is what it is. My vision is a little. And the same Beeman precision air gun embedding or imprinting here into the actual frame of the pistol. As I said, they essentially came with plastic grips, usually a right-hand thumb. I haven't seen one with a left. They're probably maybe out there. Black epoxy finish. Overall length is about 9.2 inches, and these were just cut down versions of the Hurricanes over here, and they just, I guess, cut the back ends off. Did have a rifled barrel, and that's pretty much it here. If you're looking for an early variant, look for the embedded or imprinted name into the metal of the gun, and not necessarily on the front. This is just a plastic decorative cover where the name is imprinted and the address is imprinted here on that. Now, if you get that, then it's a little bit later, and you're going to be probably in the 1981 or so, or at least later in the 1980s would be my guess. The San Rafael address for Beeman, they started there in 1975, and they left, I want to say 86 or 87, and then they were in the Santa Rosa address. So if it's Santa Rosa marked, then it would be after 87. But thanks for stopping by again and taking a look at this with me. It's truly appreciated. I really want to thank you for stopping by. So just remember, you're not an owner, you're a caretaker. Have a good one.